Lumos. Hi, I'm Dominic, you're watching Dominic's Woodworks, and this is a follow-up video to this 70s wand, which I named thus because I think it's styled in a kind of 70s-ish fashion. And the reason I'm doing a follow-up, which is not something I usually do, is that there have been several questions about this project, and I realized that in the way I made this project I didn't really convey much about how I made it, although I think it's mostly obvious, but there are some things I want to point out and some things I completely neglected to mention. So if you watch it, sorry, I've also been told that this voice can be grating, but I have to admit that's one of the things I liked about doing this video, just to go all out there and far out. Sorry, I try to break the habit. The first thing I want to mention, this is really I think it's an easy turning because you don't have any straight lines that you have to adhere to. If you get a little too deep, then you can just match the flow somewhat. I just put there is actually a straight line here, done with the parting tool, and then again back here. But this one didn't turn out perfectly due to the paint job, and I think if I were to do it again, I'd make it more roundish, somewhat. The wood I used, as you saw, I think the handle is Christmas tree, and that's garden growth. And the only actual tricky thing about turning this was what I refer to as the mushroom. Sorry. This here, it's kind of a not actually a hollow form, and I think it should have been easier to do, and the Easy Wood Tool hollower didn't quite work on this one because I had already drilled this hole for this piece to go into, and to hold it between centers, it somehow didn't quite work. It rattled a little, so I actually used the parting tool most of the time, which makes this, I don't know if you can see this, if the camera gives you a decent impression. It's not the best surface in there, but if you're using it, I decide that this is the way to hold it, but you can hold it however you want. Stab someone with it, I don't know. But you won't actually see this, it's just, well, a nice feature. And I just realized that it's cracked here, just ever so slightly. Must have happened after the paint job, maybe when I dropped it for artistic purposes in the video. Another thing I want to mention is the box, and people have asked what that was that I dripped all over it, the white tears of polyvinyl acetate, I think it was, and that's basically wood glue. And that's what I did. I put layer upon layer of these shavings here. I think they're mostly from this project. Then I put wood glue, and again we have this color imbalance. I need to check my camera to turn it off, but I'm in flow now, so I won't do that. I won't break this flow now. And I mashed it up with my hands. It was a pretty messy business. And I wrapped this in foil so it wouldn't actually stick to the glue. And then I put it in. So the result, after putting glue and shavings and glue and bunching them up again and again, is, and I don't know whether you can see this, maybe like this, it's a matching impression for this wand. So if you go this way, and there it slides in. And go ahead, prove me wrong. Everything's glued in place and few things are coming out. And while it's still a little proud of the box, it kind of works neatly, and I expect this to go into some shelf and disappear because it doesn't really look like much. I hope you enjoyed this follow-up video, and I'd really appreciate it if you shared it and shared the wand video. That would help me out a lot, and it's an easy and cheap way for you to support my channel and what I do. There's another way which you might have seen popping up in that corner, as it does now, I hope. And that's Patreon. That's a site where you can give, and that's Patreon. If you click on that link, you'll be forwarded to the Patreon site, where you'll see a trailer where I'll explain to you how the thing works. If you already know, you probably don't have to watch it, but I'd appreciate it, and it would help me not just to keep doing what I'm doing, which I intend to do anyway, but to do it more often, or if that's at all possible, better. So, thanks for watching, and as always, remember to be inspired. Nox.